On the third day, my work will be finished. I will rise. The sacrifice won't be in vain. Giving love away is never in vain. Love will prove to be more powerful than anything the foxes could ever do. This is our great story, but it points to the reality of this sacrificial love that surrounds us. This love is so prevalent, so common, that we forget it's there. Jesus reminds us that we see it in nature, whether it's broody hens or mother bears. We've been into penguins lately at our house. It's a good winter obsession. We watch the March of the Penguins, and so the emperor penguins in Antarctica. In this movie, right, each sacrifice, the mother and father each take turns starving themselves for 3 months and sacrificing their lives on this journey back and forth to the sea. Many lose their lives as they're going back and forth to the sea, all for the sake of their chicks and keeping their baby alive. And of course, we're nature too. We've all been given sacrificial love by mothers and or fathers or aunts and uncles or grandparents or adopted parents. Someone dropped everything for us more than once. Someone gave up something that was important to them because loving us was more important to them, and they did that more than once. Someone sacrificed for us, or we wouldn't be here. Now, of course, this wasn't done perfectly. No one does this perfectly or ever will. But the point is that we've all received this type of love. It's present. It's powerful. And part of what the cross and resurrection does is that it points out that this sacrificial love is powerful and it's here with us. This is part of how the world works. And we see it not just in family relationships. We see it and participate in it here in community too. This message that God is trying to bring us together and hold us together is hopeful because we need true community and relationship. We're searching for it. Our culture is searching for it, whether it's on Facebook, at the book club, at the knitting group, at the sports leagues. We need relationship. We need to find ways to come together. And this is at the heart of the Christian faith. This is something we can offer a hurting world. Our faith is communal. We know God. We know we find God. We find something powerful and sacred when we come together. We find God when we are in relationship with other people, face to face, breaking bread, sharing a meal, sharing our lives. It's like Christian faith depends on the meal. Depends on the potluck, even. The potluck is worship in a way. We can't be Christians on our own. Christian faith requires 2 or 3 coming together. We find God in relationships that build into deep and lasting friendships. And that's a beautiful thing. That's such a gift. It's a treasure when we find it. But just as important, especially today, when people of like minds are flocking together more and more, when we don't spend that much time with people who are different than us. We, nevertheless, can find God in relationships with people who are very different from us. Even in relationships with people that we don't like all that much sometimes. But because we're in community and something is holding us together, over time we grow in admiration, even of that crazy, wacky other person. And we begin to see the Christ in them. And we begin to see reasons for our differences, and that we're not all that different. And we find ways to start building bridges with one another. And if God's power of respect and admiration goes deep enough, a love will emerge even here that will sacrifice itself for the sake of the other. We might find ourselves going broody, sacrificing, giving life away for someone we're truly in community with, simply because we need to care for them. We're connected to them. This is what saves. This is what we need now, and it's here. This powerful love is right here. May we find hope and assurance in the message that God's love will sacrifice to pull us under a comforting and protective wing, and that this love will call us to participate as well in this giving way. Amen.